Hey, so before I get started, I want to make one thing really clear. This is like a last resort thing. Um, I've really done my best to try to work with IMPD, the local prosecutor, and it's either been ignored at best or treated with hostility at worst. So, um, I'm very much doing this for my son, but I also hope that something can be done to make sure that another parent doesn't have to go through this as well. So now I'd like to discuss my interactions with IMPD. Um, that first week that my son was abducted, that following week. Um, Now, I'm obviously justifiably angry about some of this, right? But I'm going to do my best to keep the emotion out of this, just present you with the facts so you can make your own judgments, right? Um, so, Sunday, August the 3rd, was when Johnny was supposed to have been returned to me and was not. Um, I made the call to the non emergency line for IMPD. Officer did come out. Um, I was there to pick him up from his mother's home, and the house looked like somebody left in a hurry. Um, Police told me, despite her being a flight risk, that this was a civil matter, and that I would need to speak to my attorney. So, following day, I did exactly that. Well, I called her that night, and the following day, she instructed me to call the school and ensure that he wasn't dropped off there or wasn't present in school. Um, After verifying that he was not, I called to make a missing persons report. Um, and the officer told us, my attorney and myself, because my attorney called to verify this, that they would not be able to assist because we still had a parenting time agreement. Um, and despite the violation of those orders, if they were to happen to find her on a day when she had parenting time, they would not be able to do anything about it. So, we were instructed to go to court, which we did. Wasted no time. We were able to get an emergency hearing that following day on August the 5th. And my lawyer did exhaustive research into what was needed in that order for law enforcement to get involved and all that. So, um, following day, those uh, those orders were put in through the court. IMPD received them. Um, Thursday, August the 7th, is when the one and only time I've spoke to the detective in my case. He called me to let me know that he had been assigned to the case and he would be looking into it. Uh, that day is also important because I found out later through the FBI that IMPD had been notified by the Department of Homeland Security that my ex-wife had taken Johnny across the border into Canada um, shortly after midnight on August the 2nd. I did not receive that information until the following Monday. Now, this is the first week where my son's missing. I'm doing everything I can I didn't know where to focus efforts, so I was still, focusing some of those efforts locally, hang flyers, banners, whatever I could do, right? Um, so not having that information was really detrimental to our efforts to try to find Johnny because, not only did they know that they had fled the country, um, but they had an idea of where they were, and we didn't have that to help refine our search area, right? So uh, that was really detrimental to our efforts. Um, that Friday, I did make calls to the detective in the case, and to the main line there. Um, I didn't get any updates. And like I said, I did not get that update about where my son was until the following week, which I will get into in the next installment. Unfortunately, it does get worse. So um, I want to thank everyone for the support, everybody who's been sharing the videos. If you have questions for me, I'll do my best to try to answer them in comments or in future videos. I'm going to put up those court orders that I talked about in this installment so that you all can see that, we've done everything we can to enable local law enforcement to act on this matter as if it's criminal, and they have not. So any kind of help anyone can offer in this situation, whether it be just advice or somebody has contacts somewhere, um, you know, whatever you can do to help, I'd be willing to entertain, right? The goal is to get him back home as soon as possible. So I want to thank you all again for your support. Johnny, I love you, and I'll see you soon.